Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ruben Downs, and I am a professor of public speaking. Today, I want to talk to you about the process of going from words to your destiny. Now, we're going to define destiny loosely as what you basically end up at in your life, the position that you end up in your life and in whatever aspect of your life. So you could have a destiny for your education, your destiny in terms of your marriage, your destiny in terms of your finances, your destiny in terms of whatever aspect of your life you want to break down. We'll consider when you finally end things, that's going to be your destiny. Well, how do we start with that? How do we start with a good destiny? I'm just going to go through 7 steps. And they're very short, so I'm just going to go through it very, very quickly and do a summary of this process. The first thing that you start out with is our words. Words are the beginning cornerstone of how we end up with the destiny that we want. We start to develop words in terms of what words we actually intake. So whether it's through our eyes when we see words and we're reading, or whether through our ears when we hear words that are spoken to us, those words actually help to formulate our second step, which are our thoughts. The thoughts that we have come from the words that we're hearing, okay, or the words that we're reading. So if I'm to speak in Spanish and I say azul, nobody's going to understand what I'm saying if you haven't been trained and have heard that sound before. So you don't know I'm talking about blue. So again, we start out with our words, and then that leads to our thoughts. Once we have a series of thoughts, and it's documented somewhere that we have several thousand thoughts a day, and a lot of them tend to be repeated. But after we get our thoughts together, those thoughts accumulate into our feelings. If you've ever tried to actually feel something and broken it down and you realize, you know what, I'm feeling this way because of a thought that's going on within me. So if I'm feeling sad, there's no way to actually feel sad without actually thinking about something that is making you feel sad. If you're feeling happy, there's no way to actually feel happy without having some kind of thought. Hey, you know what? I read somewhere on my lottery ticket that I won $1 million. Therefore, I'm thinking about being rich, and therefore I am now happy. Okay, so you see how that works. So again, your words, then your words feed your thoughts. Those thoughts will help to control and to feed into your feelings. You get a series of your feelings together. Those feelings motivate you to do something, which is our next step, our actions. Our actions are it's basically what we do with our feelings. So if I'm feeling hungry, I go to the store and go into my car and actually start to pick out food. Or if I feel like getting an education, I will listen in class and sit down and pay attention and take notes. So whatever those actions are, whatever those feelings are that leads to our actions, we know that our actions are going to be motivated or tend to be motivated by our feelings. We get a whole bunch of our actions together. That will help to develop our habits. We get to actually become habitual people in a sense where we do these actions over and over again. So if I have the action of always smoking, I develop the habit of being a smoker. If I have the actions of always studying and being prepared for my class, I develop the habit for being a studious person. So as you can see, a series of those actions come together to form our habits. The next step, when we have a bunch of our habits piled together, we develop those habits. We become characterized, or our character is developed through our habits. So when somebody is, and one of the better ways to know what kind of character you have is to hear what other people say about you. So if you know, let's say for example, people always consider you a fun person, you're great at the parties and everything like that, you're the life of the parties and people recognize you as that. That tends to be your character. You're known, your character is one of a person that is a fun-loving, charismatic, party-type person. Okay, and that's developed because the habits that you have displayed to other people have shown that, you know what, this person is the life of the party. I want to always have him there. And then we develop our character to our final step, which is going to be our destiny, what we finally end up at. So if you are destined, in a sense, to be a college graduate, you have to begin with the words of, you know what, I'm going to be a college graduate, even if nobody in my family went to college, or even if everybody in my family went to college, I'm also going to be a college graduate. So those words start to feed into your thoughts. You know what, I'm always thinking about going to college. You know, not going to college is not an option. And then those thoughts start to develop into our feelings. So I start to feel like, you know what, I'm college material. And then I develop that into actions. I actually take the SATs and prep courses and all of the different things that get me into college. And when I get into college, I start to act on the different requirements that college asks of you, and I develop the habits of a good student, a person who studies. Or of course, if you happen to develop the habits of a partying type of person, you know, you might be the one that stays out late at night and always parties, and you might have to work harder to still fulfill the destiny of being a college graduate. Of course, those habits develop your character, and then your character develops your destiny in terms of where you finally end up in different aspects of your lives. Okay, so that again, very quickly, is the process of going from words to your destiny. I hope you're blessed by that. Take care, and I will see you on my next presentation.